Let's talk about the latest transfer update concerning Nigerian players live here. We are going to talk about Wilfred Ndidi and also bite Osayi-Samuel's transfer wahala. The player's move to Besiktas is off because of his father, and I'm going to explain everything to you. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. My name is Adam. You're watching Sports Corner NG. Let's jump into it and begin with Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi is becoming a hot cake in the transfer market because of his relegation release clause of £9 million. Now, Ndidi, when he was signing his contract renewal, inserted the relegation release clause. In the case where Leicester City got relegated, Ndidi is not going to play the championship with them. He gets to leave the club at £9 million. This makes him attractive to a lot of clubs. In my previous video, I stated that Manchester United and Everton were linked to the player. The latest update is that Real Betis are showing interest in Wilfred Ndidi. Now, Real Betis are interested in Wilfred Ndidi because they see him as a suitable replacement for Johnny Cardoso, who has left Real Betis to join Atletico de Madrid, and also the fact that his relegation release clause amount is very affordable for Real Betis. So because of these two reasons, they are showing interest in the player. Juventus are the second team who are also showing interest in Wilfred Ndidi. So far, 4 clubs, Manchester United, Everton, Juventus, and also Real Betis, are all showing interest in Wilfred Ndidi, who has a relegation release clause of £9 million, which makes him very attractive to a lot of clubs. But then we are going to follow up on this and bring you more updates concerning Wilfred Ndidi. But if you were to advise the player, now the options are 4. Where should he play next season? Let me know that down below in the comments. Now let's move away from that and talk about Tolu Arokodare. Tolu Arokodare in the just ended season in the Belgian Pro League scored a total of 23 goals, providing 7 assists in 45 games across all competition. Looking at his performance, the club knew he would become an attractive player for a lot of clubs. So because of that, the player played smart and changed his agents. Now he's being represented by CAA-based agency. And also Genk have placed an amount of €25 million on the head of the player. If you want Tolu Arokodare, then you need to bring €25 million. In my previous video, I made mention of Manchester United and AC Milan who have shown interest in signing Tolu Arokodare. According to latest report, Fulham have started speaking to the player's agents. Fulham are in talks with CAA-based agency concerning signing Tolu Arokodare. And honestly, when I heard this, I was excited. Let me explain to you why. Fulham has 2 Super Eagles players in there, Alex Iwobi and Calvin Bassey. They have a coach who has brought out the best out of these 2 players in the English Premier League. If you take a look at Calvin Bassey, he won Fulham's Player of the Season in the just ended season. And now if you take a look at Alex Iwobi, look at what he did in the just ended season, the goals, the assists, the impact. It makes me believe that Tolu Arokodare is the right guy to go to Fulham. Now Fulham, they already have center forwards who are also good. Rodrigo Muniz and also Raul Jimenez. These are the 2 players that Tolu Arokodare could potentially compete with if he signs for Fulham. But I think this is a very, very good move. And we are going to follow up on this and bring you more updates concerning the player. But then guys, the latest update is that Fulham is in talks with Tolu Arokodare's agents concerning a possible transfer. And this is the update concerning the player. We are going to follow up on this and bring you more updates concerning Tolu Arokodare. Now let's move away from Tolu Arokodare and talk about Zaidu Sanusi, who plays for FC Porto. The player has not played football in the last 18 months because of an ACL injury. We were all excited when we heard FC Porto included the player to their FIFA Club World Cup squad. But then FC Porto went to the tournament, played 3 games, eliminated in the group stages, And Sanusi did not play a single game. He did not get a single minute during the tournament. So it got a lot of people worried. People were asking questions. Is it that he's not fully recovered or what? Why was he included to the squad and did not play? Now, let me let you know that the player played only 2 games in the just ended season. In the Portuguese league, only 2. But this player used to be their key player in their defense, their key player. But because he has not played football in the last 18 months, he has been replaced. Another player took the opportunity to play very well and cement that position. Now the player have not fully recovered yet. And Porto has brought out a list of 9 players who have been told they are not part of the club's plan next season. So they have to go and look for a club. And Zaidu, Sanusi's name is part of those 9 players. So currently, the player is an outcast, but he has a contract with the club until 2027. Yes, Sanusi has a contract with Porto until 2027, but he has been told to go and look for a club. That is the latest update concerning the player. He has not played football in the last 18 months. I hope he finds his feet again, he recovers properly, start playing regularly for a new club so he can end collab to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But then, guys, the situation with Zaidu Sanusi is not a good one. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. Now, let's move away from that and talk about Samuel Chukwueze. In my previous video, I stated that Samuel Chukwueze was part of a list of players Max Allegri was not interested in. Now, Max Allegri have told these players that you are not part of my plan. Go and look for clubs. Now, Samuel Chukwueze is part of those players, and he's attracting interest from a lot of clubs. Villarreal, where he came from before joining AC Milan, Torino have shown interest in the player. A lot of clubs have shown interest in Samuel Chukwueze, Real Betis and co. But none of these clubs have made an offer to AC Milan concerning the player. All we hear is interest, but they have not made an official offer to AC Milan to sign Samuel Chukwueze. But then what we hear is that the player is in talks with Besiktas. Besiktas are interested in signing Samuel Chukwueze. They are the new club to have been reported to show interest in Samuel Chukwueze. We are going to follow up on these players' updates and bring you more. As long as we keep on hearing all these rumors and reports, we'll make sure to bring you those live here. But then, guys, none of all the clubs that I've mentioned, the Torinos, the Villarreals, the Real Betis, none of them have sent an offer to AC Milan yet concerning Samuel Chukwueze. But then, guys, the latest update is that Besiktas are in talks with the player concerning a possible transfer. So, guys, let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. Next, let's talk about Osayi-Samuel. Let me take a moment to breathe in because I'm about to tell you a story. And I want you to listen to me very carefully. Then let me know what you think about this. Now, Osayi-Samuel signed from QPR in 2021 and joined Fenerbahce. When he joined Fenerbahce, as at that time, he was a huge prospect. He joined for an amount of 508,000 euros. Now, when he joined the club, he played 4 years, 4 seasons with the club. And as of 30th June 2025, he became a free agent. When he became a free agent, he was speaking to a lot of clubs. But one club who sent their project to Osayi-Samuel and he liked it was Besiktas, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer called the player directly to talk to the player. The player liked everything. The player wanted to still stay in Turkey, so he liked the project and talks went on. They proposed a 3-year deal for the player with 1.9 million euros yearly. The player was happy with it and he agreed with it. Only for Saturday, we heard that his father made another demand from the club. The club president got angry and that deal collapsed. The deal is off. Osayi-Samuel to Besiktas is off. Now, this is what the club president said after the deal was announced to be off. He says that we have decided to stop the transfer due to meaningless requests from Osayi-Samuel's father. That changed at the last minute. If he complies with the conditions we have previously discussed, we will come. Otherwise, our alternatives are ready. This is coming from the club president, Besiktas, their club president, stating that Osayi-Samuel's father was making meaningless requests. So I decided to go and check what requests were those. What was the demand from Osayi-Samuel's father? And I found out two different narratives. First narrative was that Osayi-Samuel's father was requesting the club to give his son a 4-year contract deal instead of 3. That is one narrative which is making rounds in Turkey. Another narrative around is that Osayi-Samuel's father was demanding for 300,000 euros from the club as compensation to him, the father, and the club refused to pay. So the club is terming that meaningless request. But guys, these are two narratives that are being thrown out there. When you go to Turkey, this is what they are reporting on. One says that the father was asking for a 4-year contract deal instead of 3. The other says that the father was asking for money to the tune of 300,000 euros. And this got the club president angry and he called off the deal. Let me know what you think about this. But in the midst of all this chaos, Birmingham City have shown interest in signing Osayi-Samuel. Now, Birmingham City are looking to bolster their squad. They are also following the situation. And they found out that one man's meat is another man's poison. If you don't like the player, you want him. So they have started talking to Osayi-Samuel's team, his agency, and also the player himself. But then, guys, this is the situation with the player. Disagreement over contract terms. That was what was termed as the reason for the collapse. But if you read further, you will notice that there are narrative and that there are rumors, there are reports concerning why this particular deal collapsed. There is another narrative that states that Osayi-Samuel's father did all this without the son's knowledge. Osayi did not know anything about this. What the father was doing, he did not know anything about it. I nearly forgot about this narrative. And guys, this is what is happening to the player. Let me know what you think about this down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. The honest opinion, let me know. Because for me, like, everything looks a bit dramatic for me. But then, let me hear from you. You have the facts in front of you. Do you think what the father did was right or wrong? Let me know what you think about this down below in the comments. So guys, lastly, let's talk about Adebayo, who plays for Luton Town. The player is currently injured. He got injured playing a game between Luton Town and Leeds United in the Championship. The player is injured, but he's attracting interest from Trabzonspor. Trabzonspor see him as a backup to Paul Onuachu. Paul Onuachu just completed his move from Southampton to Trabzonspor. Now, Trabzonspor, I don't know their game plan for next season, but it looks like they want tall, lanky players. And they have noticed, they have recognized, they have observed the player. Looking at his performance last season, because he got injured, he did not play a lot of games, but then he scored 5 goals in 39 games for Luton Town. So guys, this is the latest update concerning Adebayo. So far, he has played 182 games for Luton Town, scoring 47 goals and providing 9 assists since signing for the club. And guys, this is the latest update concerning Adebayo. In his move to Trabzonspor, he's been seen as a backup to Paul Onuachu. Let me know what you think about all this down below in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about the Osayi-Samuel issue. What do you make of that? Let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. Thanks for joining me. My name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go vibe.